I replaced my GitHub Copilot with Gemma 4. So basically, I don't have to pay for the GitHub Copilot subscription and my Gemini subscription, where I can do the same things running a local model in my machine. And we can do that now. Of course, we could have done that before as well, but now we got better models. And this is where we got Gemma 4. Now, if you go to the page of Gemma 4, you can see it says Gemma 4 is a family of open model built by Google. Now, we got multiple models and they are so efficient, and you can run this on your laptop and even on your mobile phones. Now, just imagine this. So, of course, AI is perfect. We got AI agents, but then we are paying for that, right? So we are paying some amount to use Gemini or ChatGPT or GitHub Copilot. Of course, if you can do that, do that. But on the other hand, if you have a machine, can we just run these models locally and get similar output? I'm not saying same, I'm saying similar. Why? We'll talk about that at the end. But at this point, we can do that. Now, we don't have to pay for the subscription and we can use it for free. Now, we can use it in two ways. One, maybe you just want a chat model. So maybe you want a window where you can type a question, you will get the answer. Or maybe you want to use this in your IDE as your coding assistance. Or maybe you want to automate the entire process in your machine and you want to build different agents and they should not be costing you. And that's where we can use local models. Before this also we had a lot of models, but then if you see Gemma 4, it gives you certain things which we have not seen before, or maybe we have not used before. So we got multiple models here. This is a family of models. We got different versions. I know these names are weird, but they are actually meaningful. So the E part here is, this stands for effective parameters, and A here is active parameters. Now, even if you say 4B, which represents 4 billion, but actually it's 8 billion. Okay, so you get 8 billion parameters, but at a time, because of its efficiency, it will be using 4.5 something billions of parameters. And maybe you can just go down and you can check. So you can see 4.5 effective, but in total you will get 8 billion. In A2B, you will get 2.3 effective, but in total we got 5.1 billion. So they have been optimized properly. And if you have a huge system, a very powerful machine, you can try 31B. I tried on this machine, but it was taking a lot of time to run this. It was also consuming a lot of CPU power. So the thing which you get here is you get a reasoning model which you can run locally. The only thing which I wanted from this model is to also generate images, but at this point it only take images and audio as an input. Maybe in future, I will try some other models which can generate images for me. The thing which I like is reasoning. It's multimodal. It is optimized on device. So you can use it on your laptop and mobile devices, and there are multiple features. I don't want to bore you with everything. You can just go to this page and you will get a lot of details depending upon how much you want to know about it. What I want to show you now is how can you replace this. Now, first of all, if you have never ran any local models or any AI model on your local machine, first I will show you that. So basically, if you want to get this, you can go to Google and search for Gemma 4 download. There are multiple places from where you can get this. One of the famous place is Ollama. So you can just go to Ollama and you can download this. And to run this model, you need to have Ollama in your machine. So you can download Ollama first. So you can go back to the Ollama homepage, download Ollama, and this is how it will look like. So if I open Ollama, this is how Ollama looks like. And if I click on new chat, so if you go to new chat, you will see an option of select a model. Now in this machine, I don't have any model downloaded, I think. On Ollama, I do have it on other, which I will show you. But you can use Ollama as well. What I'm going to use is LM Studio. Now, for only one reason, if you're a developer, it gives you more option. Ollama is great, it is open source. LM Studio is not. Personally, I should prefer Ollama because I'm a big fan of open source, but I wanted few features and I found LM Studio better in that. Now, there are two options. You can use Ollama or you can use LM Studio, and I will show you where you have to go to. So you can go to lmstudio.ai and run AI models locally and privately. Now, this is important for those people who don't want to share their important information to the world. So basically, if you use all this AI models which are already deployed on their servers. Every conversation which you have, they're getting trained with that. It's okay for personal stuff. We don't care actually. But what about confidential data? You don't want to share that. So in that case, if you run your models privately, you are having a control. That's what we feel at this point. Okay, so you can download based on which OS you're using. So it works on Windows for sure. I've not checked if it works on different OS. It should. Let me know in the chat if it is not working on some other OS. So when you click on download, it will download. I will just stop this because I already have it in my machine. So you need to get LM Studio. And if you install, this is what you will see. Now, it's very easy. It's almost same like Ulama or maybe ChatGPT, I can say. You can click here and you can ask questions now. So I can say, what is Java or anything which you want to ask. And when I say enter, it's not working because we have not selected any model. So basically you have to run a model in your machine. And when you do that, it will consume a lot of power. So if I can show you, this is my system spec. I got 3060 NVIDIA graphic card, which has 12 GB of dedicated memory. This is important, not the shared one. So 12 GB, I can run a model which can consume 6 to 7 GB, but it's already consuming some part because I'm recording the video in the same machine. So I'm not sure. I've not tried both the things at the same time. I just hope it will not stop the recording. But yeah, so this is what is happening here. And CPU is also i7. But anyway, CPU will not matter much if you are running a model which is using a lot of GPU power. Okay, so I will go back here and now I will select a model. Now in my machine, I've already downloaded Gemma 4 because it will take a lot of time to download. So it's around 5.89 GB. So if you don't have this machine, if you don't have this model, how will you get this? So if you scroll down, there's an option here called model search. Go here and select any particular model. So let's say if you want to try out Quen, or whatever model you want to try out, Mistral. Since we are talking about Gemma 4, I will select that now. So this is the model which I'm using, which should work properly on this machine. So this is the size of it. You can click on download. So since I already have it, but let's say if I select this one, you have to click on download. And once the downloading is complete, close this, go back to this window, and you will be able to see that there. So when I click on select, this is how it will select the model. And now I can interact with the model. So if I just ask what is Java, now it will do thinking because it has reasoning power. So it will do first thinking and then it will give me the answer at the end. But look at my GPU consumption. I'm just hope it will not affect my recording. How do I stop my face recording for some time? Can't do that. So you can see we got the answer for Java. Okay, so you got the entire text. So this is what you get when you work with ChatGPT and stuff, right? The only thing is the context window is a bit short. We'll try to see that as well. How do we change this? So total context, which I've by default set by LM Studio, is 4,000, out of which 1,600 already consumed. Okay, that's one of the problems. We'll solve that. Okay, but this is how you can use it for chat. But our concern was, how do I use it as my coding assistants? So let's go back to VS Code. Okay, this is what we normally use. Any ID doesn't matter. So I'm using VS Code here. VS Code has a lot of extensions to work with. Now in VS Code, if you observe, I already have GitHub Copilot subscription. I just lied. I've stopped it. I want to stop it. Let's see if this works properly. I will stop it. So I already have GitHub subscription, GitHub Copilot subscription, which will get over, maybe, I'm not sure. But I don't want to use it. So of course I can ask questions. I can ask it to create a project for me here with these models. But what I want to do is, let's say if you don't have GitHub, I will just stop it for some time. I'll just say, do I say stop? Okay, snooze for 1 hour. Okay, so now it will not be using GitHub. How do I make this as a coding assistant? So there should be an option in GitHub Copilot. Okay, so if you have GitHub Copilot, you will see an option of models. Click on other models. Okay, we're not seeing it here. So you can click on this gear icon, and here you can basically add models. Okay, now most of the models are cloud-based model, which is provided by GitHub Copilot. So basically when you use them, so you pay to Copilot, Copilot pays to the other companies, right? Or Anthropic or OpenAI, or Grok. But if I want to use my local, I can click on add model. The only thing is, if you're using Ollama, then it will work. And as you know, we are not using Ollama, we are using LM Studio. I should have tried Ollama. It's just that I was using LM Studio for a long time. So I thought, let me continue with LM Studio. So you can select Ollama. You just have to enter this particular URL here. So when you run any model on Ollama, you will get the URL from there. You can paste it here, and that's it. You don't need to use anything else. But let's say if you want to use LM Studio and you don't want to add the GitHub Copilot extension, because this is an extension. So if I go to my extension, you will see I have GitHub Copilot. But what if you don't have this? In that case, don't install GitHub Copilot. What you can do is you can install something like Continue. Now, Continue works very well with Ollama, but when I was using LM Studio, it was creating issues. And it is very good in terms of chat completion, and code completion, but not with the agent. I tried it. It was facing issue with the agents. You try it out, and if it works, great. But I'm going to use something else, which is called Roo code. So if I search for Roo code, you just have to install this. You will get Roo code here, okay? But I moved it here before making a video because I want this chat window on the right-hand side. So you can see I got Roo code here, and it's not updating. Why it's not working? Maybe I have to restart my VS Code. So let me open VS Code again, and if you see this tag, so Roo code is here. So if I expand, Roo code is here. I don't know how to pronounce this. Is it Roo code or something? And again, there is not a sponsored video waiting for Roo code to sponsor if they do it. Okay. So anyway, so Roo is the whole AI dev team in your editor. Sounds good. Sounds like Copilot coding assistants. And even before making this video, 5 years ago, I was just trying certain things to check if it is working. Is it worth making a video? I faced a lot of issues. If I get those issues, I will tell you how to solve this. Okay, so how do you connect with your model here? So you go to settings, and it picked the previous values which I was using. Okay, no problem. So what you do is when you get Roo code on this side, you will not see on this side, go to settings, or even on that side, you will get the options. So click on settings. And when you are in settings, what you do is you go to your profile configuration, and you will see an option of API provider. So you can have multiple API providers. So if you have the key for Gemini, you can use that. If you have a key for Anthropic, you can use that. But since we are using a local model, this thing supports OpenAI compatible, so we'll use that. I tried to use LM Studio, but it was creating some issues. So I thought, okay, let me stick to, and you tried out. If you tried with LM Studio, let me know if it is working. So I will select OpenAI compatible, and then you have to set your base URL. Now question arises from where you will get this. So let's get back to LM Studio. And if you see, LM Studio has a lot of options here. Increase the window size. Okay, so there are multiple options. You should see the option of developer. If you don't see this option, go to settings, and in developer, just enable this. So you can see, for me, it's turned down or turned on. Make sure it is on for you as well. And then you will see the option of developer here. And in that, click on local server. Below, we have developer docs if you want to do a lot of stuff with it. But I want to stick to local server. And you need to load the model. If you don't see this option here, click on load model, select the model which you want to load, which is this in this case. In fact, you will see option like this. Select this, and you can see it is loading now, taking some time. Ready? Perfect. Now, once you can see ready here, you just have to start the server. And available. Now, this model is available in your VS Code. Okay, that's awesome, right? And you can see the local server is reachable at this thing. So this is important. So you need to get this information. And you should see this information when you select the model. On the right-hand side, you will see this information. Or in the logger doc, the developer docs, you will see this option where you can find it. So we get all these APIs, and yeah, this is how you start it. In case if you have some other machine which is running and you want to install AI model there, and from other machines, some other machine like this, you want to use it, in that case, go to server settings and click on local network. The only thing it will do is it will change your IP address. So then you have to use this address to access. Now, since I'm using from the same machine, I will just disable this, go back to localhost, and we are good. Make sure that this is running. In fact, to check if things are working out, I'll just copy this, go back to my browser, hit, okay, you're getting some input. Make sure that you check this. If something goes wrong, you need to know, is it LM Studio issue or is it the VS Code issue? This was one thing I was facing a lot. Everything was working in the LM Studio, but VS Code was not able to connect with it. It took me 2 to 3 hours just to debug it. And then I realized I was using something, these issues were there in the continue. And then it got resolved. Okay, so I will tell you what issue was there. So when I was using continue with LM Studio, it's taking a lot of time to search. So when you install this, I was using release version. I was getting issues with the release version. I did all the settings, nothing was working. Then I tried pre-release and it was working perfectly in pre-release. Normally it is reverse, right? But yeah, open source, we can't blame it. So, but it's LM Studio and Root Code was working properly. But let's see if this works now. So configuration done. These are the things you have to set. Base URL should be this. The API key, you can enter anything. Actually, I typed LM Studio as my API key because this is just a dummy key. And then the model. So which model you want to work with. So I got this model downloaded there. And you can see the context window by default selected is this. Okay. Now let's see if this works. I'll click on save, go back to the chat window, and I will simply say hi, nothing much, just say hi. And then you got an error. The error is the number of tokens to keep your initial prompt is greater than the context length. So required is 8,539 just for hi, because see, you're not just sending hi, you're sending a lot of things with this to the model. And the set value is this, 4086. How do we change this? Go back to LM Studio and you should see, even I forgot the settings. Where was it? Let me recall. Yeah, it's here. So if you go to load, you can see the context length by default is set to this, which is 4096. You can set it to some big value. Or maybe I can just set it to maximum. What worst will happen? Okay, let's try. So I will just reload now. And now with this, we got a bigger context window. Okay, let's try now. Just say hi. Is it working? Cute message. Okay, I think the earlier one was still running. Is it running? Oh, it's the GPU is running. I know why I was thinking it will reply very fast. But remember, you are running a local model. If your system configuration is not this strong, what you can do is you can use the lighter models. So instead of using 4B, you can use 2B. That should work. Do we have a smaller model than that? No. I think 2B should work. Okay. So with this hi, it has given me this response. But what I want to do now is I want to say create a fast API project for product management. Let's see if it can create a project for me. The thing which I want to do is I want to, it is enhancing the query. I want to go in the agent mode. Where is the agent mode? So on the left hand side, the agent mode was here. Okay. We need to be in the code mode and in this, yeah. So, okay, by default is in the agent mode, you can set what are the things it should do automatically. So if you don't select this, then it will keep asking you for the permission. Okay. You can see it has given me the entire thing. So I will just run this, a new prompt, thinking maybe we'll not go till the end of this project creation. I just want to show you how can we use this as a local coding assistance. And by the time it is happening, I want to tell you some more things. Go back to our first question. So when I said, or to the first statement that this is similar to Gemini and similar to GitHub Copilot. Why similar? No, why not same? See, when you use all these cloud models, they are properly trained and they get updated, right? So there's a team who is updating it, training it. When you use a local model, what you get is a frozen brain. So there's a cutoff time, the amount of knowledge it has and the fine tuning is set. But since it has open weights, you can fine tune it. You can change it. You can even add recent data. Since it also supports tool calling, you can search the internet. You can do those things, but you have to do it. Okay, that's one thing you have to remember. So there are some trade-offs as well. Next, if you really want to replace those things, you need a good machine. Okay, normal work will surely work with this. But if you want something complex, then I think you need a good machine. And maybe that will be my next research. What should be a machine configuration to run this model competing with existing models? Now you'll be saying, paying $20 per month to GitHub Copilot or whatever the amount is good compared to buying a machine. Of course, because when you buy a machine, it will cost you thousands of dollars. You have to pay a huge amount of money upfront. On the other hand, you're not paying this amount of money to all these services. But the thing is, they are charging you less now. What about future? When they want to make profits, they will increase the price. Same thing is happening with cloud, right? So when you, in the initial days, cloud was very cheap, and now if you run a particular server, you have to check your credit card balance, right? So that's an issue. Even with AI models running on cloud, they will charge you more later. So this solution works well, I think. But yeah, so you can see we got the project here. So if I expand this, we got the entire project. Hopefully, I'm not going to run this, but this is where it is. You got all the code files, and maybe let's try to run this. If it works, it works. Okay. If it fails, I'm not going to do this again. It says UVCon, but do we have UVCon? Okay, UVCon is not. That's what we have to do. This also. Okay, I'm not even checking where is human in the loop here. I'm just saying run. I'm not even using UV package manager here. Everything is happening in the main thing. This is why human in the loop is important. Thinking. To be honest, I'm happy with this, the way it is working. Token use, we have good amount of tokens. Making some changes in the main.py. I'm not even sure which particular version of Fast API it is using. Still thinking. I want to stop the video, but it's fun to keep changing the files. Anyway, I'm running out of patience now. So let me stop this, and when this video is getting uploaded, I will add that in the description if it is really working or not. And let me know if it is working for you in the chat, what extra project we have created. So yeah, that's it from this video, where we have seen how do we run local models in the machine or AI models in the machine and how it is working. Cool. So thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy this type of videos, let me know. I'll try to make this video soon. Bye-bye.